Hello, friends. Welcome back to Quiz CONFLUX. Today's challenge is simple but tricky. You'll see a map, and you have just seconds to guess which country it is. Test your geography skills. Don't forget to subscribe for more exciting quiz challenges. Let's get started. Guess the map. Which country? Right answer, Mexico. Can you guess this country's name? Yes, it's Bulgaria. Which country is shown on the map? Correct, Djibouti. Identify this country by its map. That's Gambia. Do you know this country's map? The answer is Greece. Of course. Name the country from this map. Of course, Cuba. Which country does this map belong to? Right, it's Ireland. Can you recognize this country by its map? Correct choice, Cyprus. Which country is highlighted here? Yes, the country is Sweden. What is the name of this country? Exactly, Liechtenstein. Guess this country from its map. Well done, it's Dominica. Which country do you see here? You got it, Dominican Republic. Can you tell which country's map? Right answer, Uganda. Identify the country shown here. Correct, Marshall Islands. Which country's shape is this? That's right, Armenia. Guess which country is displayed. Yes, indeed, Botswana. Can you figure out this country? Correct one is Guatemala. Which country appears on this map? Well spotted, Bosnia and Herzegovina. What country does this map show? Right on, Sierra Leone. Recognize this country by its outline. The answer is Jordan. Can you name this country? Yes, it's Spain. Which country map is given here? Correct pick, Suriname. Guess the country by its outline. Right answer. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Do you know this country's shape? That's correct, Molly. Which country is represented on the map? Exactly. Belize? Guess the map. Which country? Well done. Panama? Can you guess this country's name? Yes, indeed. Paraguay. Which country is shown on the map? The right one is Fiji. Identify this country by its map. You got it, Germany. Do you know this country's map? Correct. Italy? Name the country from this map. Right answer, India. Which country does this map belong to? That's Libya. Can you recognize this country by its map? Yes, it's Croatia. Which country is highlighted here? The correct one is Lesotho. What is the name of this country? Right, it's Tanzania. Guess this country from its map. Correct choice, Honduras. Which country do you see here? Well done, Uruguay. Can you tell which country's map? Yes, that's France. Identify the country shown here. The answer is Turkey. Which country's shape is this? Right answer, Rwanda. Guess which country is displayed. Exactly, Algeria. Can you figure out this country? Correct, Belgium. Which country appears on this map? That's right, Colombia. What country does this map show? Yes, indeed, Grenada. Recognize this country by its outline. Right, it's Bhutan. Can you name this country? Correct answer, Thailand. Which country map is given here? The country is Equatorial Guinea. Guess the country by its outline. Yes, Ghana. Do you know this country's shape? Exactly, Lithuania. Which country is represented on the map? And the right answer is Ethiopia.
Guess the map. Which country? Indonesia. Can you guess this country's name? Poland. Which country is shown on the map? Comoros. Identify this country by its map. South Sudan. Do you know this country's map? Mauritania. Name the country from this map. Qatar. Which country does this map belong to? Nicaragua. Can you recognize this country by its map? Barbados. Which country is highlighted here? Moldova. What is the name of this country? Ukraine. Guess this country from its map. United Arab Emirates. Which country do you see here? Tunisia. Can you tell which country's map? Mauritius. Identify the country shown here. Malawi. Which country's shape is this? Luxembourg. Guess which country is displayed? Vietnam. Can you figure out this country? Angola. Which country appears on this map? Vatican City. What country does this map show? Argentina. Recognize this country by its outline. Australia. Can you name this country? Senegal. Which country map is given here? Netherlands. Guess the country by its outline. Sri Lanka. Do you know this country's shape? Malaysia. Which country is represented on the map? Kuwait. Guess the map. Which country? Guinea-Bissau. Can you guess this country's name? Mongolia. Which country is shown on the map? South Africa. Identify this country by its map. Norway. Do you know this country's map? Serbia. Name the country from this map. Slovakia. Which country does this map belong to? Portugal. Can you recognize this country by its map? Iraq. Which country is highlighted here? Papua New Guinea. What is the name of this country? Taiwan. Guess this country from its map. Haiti. Which country do you see here? Singapore. Can you tell which country's map? Burundi. Identify the country shown here. Peru. Which country's shape is this? St. Kitts and Nevis. Guess which country is displayed? Mozambique. Can you figure out this country? Somalia. Which country appears on this map? Niger. What country does this map show? Hungary. Recognize this country by its outline. Azerbaijan. Can you name this country? Guinea. Which country map is given here? Syria. Guess the country by its outline. Morocco. Do you know this country's shape? Andorra. Which country is represented on the map? Bahrain.
Guess the map. Which country? Right answer, Switzerland. Can you guess this country's name? Yes, it's Japan. Which country is shown on the map? Correct, Tuvalu. Identify this country by its map. The answer is Namibia. Do you know this country's map? That's Canada. Name the country from this map. It's Tonga. Which country does this map belong to? Right answer, New Zealand. Can you recognize this country by its map? Yes, it's Costa Rica. Which country is highlighted here? Correct, North Macedonia. What is the name of this country? The answer is Bahamas. Guess this country from its map. That's Jamaica. Which country do you see here? It's Finland. Can you tell which country's map? Right answer, Philippines. Identify the country shown here. Yes, it's Turkmenistan. Which country's shape is this? Correct, Austria. Guess which country is displayed. The answer is Burkina Faso. Can you figure out this country? That's Oman. Which country appears on this map? It's Nauru. What country does this map show? Right answer, Ecuador. Recognize this country by its outline. Yes, it's Brunei. Can you name this country? Correct, United Kingdom. Which country map is given here? The answer is Pakistan. Guess the country by its outline. That's Kazakhstan. Do you know this country's shape? It's Uzbekistan. Which country is represented on the map? Right answer, Bolivia. Guess the map. Which country? Yes, it's Yemen. Can you guess this country's name? Correct, China. Which country is shown on the map? The answer is Congo. Identify this country by its map. That's Samoa. Do you know this country's map? It's United States. Name the country from this map. Right answer, Bangladesh. Which country does this map belong to? Yes, it's North Korea. Can you recognize this country by its map? Correct, Madagascar. Which country is highlighted here? The answer is Micronesia. What is the name of this country? That's Zambia. Guess this country from its map. It's Trinidad and Tobago. Which country do you see here? Right answer, Maldives. Can you tell which country's map? Yes, it's Saudi Arabia. Identify the country shown here. Correct, Seychelles. Which country's shape is this? The answer is Palau. Guess which country is displayed. That's Egypt. Can you figure out this country? It's Montenegro. Which country appears on this map? Right answer, Cabo Verde. What country does this map show? Yes, it's Latvia. Recognize this country by its outline. Correct, South Korea. Can you name this country? The answer is Tajikistan. Which country map is given here? That's St. Lucia. Guess the country by its outline. It's Palestine. Do you know this country's shape? Right answer, Myanmar. Which country is represented on the map? Yes, it's Estonia. Guess the map. Which country? It's Belarus. Can you guess this country's name? Right answer is Liberia. Which country is shown on the map? Yeah. The answer is Sudan. Identify this country by its map. That's Kyrgyzstan. Do you know this country's map? It's Iceland. Name the country from this map. Right answer, Georgia. Which country does this map belong to? Yes, it's Laos. Can you recognize this country by its map? Correct, Central African Republic. Which country is highlighted here? The answer is Chad. What is the name of this country? That's Togo. Guess this country from its map. It's Venezuela. Which country do you see here? Right answer, Nepal. Can you tell which country's map? Yes, it's Antigua and Barbuda. Identify the country shown here. Correct, São Tomé and Príncipe. Which country's shape is this? The answer is Lebanon. Guess which country is displayed. That's Eritrea. Can you figure out this country? It's Cameroon. Which country appears on this map? Right answer, El Salvador. What country does this map show? Yes, it's Israel. Recognize this country by its outline. Correct, Nigeria. Can you name this country? The answer is Slovenia. Which country map is given here? That's Eswatini. Guess the country by its outline. It's Monaco. Do you know this country's shape? Right answer, Chile. Which country is represented on the map? Yes, it's San Marino.